From Los Angeles to a worldwide audience, this is Boaz Power TV, where we take your life to the next level. Now, internationally known speaker and author, here's Boaz.
Hi, welcome to the Power Show. You are part of the Power Nation, and I'm so glad you're here. Because here we help you improve your relationships, your attitude, your finances, your career, as we take your life to the next level. This is episode number 138 on Boaz Power TV, and I call this one, Can I Ask You a Question? In my study of human relations for the past 25 plus years, I've noticed that it doesn't pay to tell anyone anything. People in general don't like being ordered around. It's much more productive, I found, and easier to get things done when we ask questions. You see, the person who controls the conversation is not the one who's talking, the one who's asking the questions. And in my seminars all over the world, I ask a lot of questions. The story is told about a man who raised his son alone from the time he was very young. After the death of his wife, the man had the total responsibility for molding his child's future. That child eventually grew up to be a fine man. He graduated from high school with honors, excelling in both academics and sports. He received a nomination to the Naval Academy and did very well there. He then became a decorated naval aviator, married, and had a lovely family. The father was asked how he managed to raise such a confident, successful son on his own. His answer was simple yet profound. Quote, I never ordered him to do anything, he related. I always asked him questions and gave him choices. He gained confidence from an early age by making decisions for himself. From the time his little boy was old enough to understand, the father asked him about different choices. Did he want to wear the red shirt or the blue shirt? Did he want to play ball or go ride his bike? In time, the questions became a little tougher. However, the father would wisely color one of the choices, the one that would be more productive for his son, by using words of gentle persuasion. He would constantly ask his son what he wanted. Thus, by focusing on what the son wanted, the father had reasons why his son should make certain decisions. For example, if his son was being bothered by a bully in elementary school, the father used that point to encourage his son to eat the right foods. He would say, son, you don't have to eat your vegetables. If you do, you'll get big and strong and be able to stand up to that mean kid. But you decide. Whatever you decide is fine with me. You see the psychology? It didn't work every time. However, it did work more times than not. Even if his son chose the lesser option, the father backed him on that decision and complimented him by saying, son, you make good decisions. I am proud of you. By the way, those are very strong words for any of us, whether at work or at home. I am proud of you. The only exception to this process would be a decision that could be dangerous or harmful to the boy. Thus, through his early years, the boy learned to make decisions and he gained confidence. Some of his decisions were good, some were not. Of those that didn't work out, the father would simply ask, son, since that didn't work out so well, what would you do differently next time? These discussions were not only a learning process, but they also were great bonding times for the two. On those occasions when things did not work out, the father often started these discussions by pointing to one of his own past mistakes. Thus, the boy saw his dad as being human. And that's a point that I find many times in the Dale Carnegie book. This is How to Win Friends and Influence People, that you start by pointing to your own faults. If you made that mistake as many times as I have, oh my gosh, you'll never do that. So I'm pointing to me first. If you want to change other people, point to yourself first. Thus, the boy saw his dad as being human. As adults, what if we took this process of asking questions and used it to take our success to the next level? This is illustrated in a great new book I read a few years ago. It's not new now, but at the time it was, by Donald Trump, called Trump, The Way to the Top. He writes in the introduction to the book, quote, you can't know it all. No matter how smart you are, no matter how comprehensive your education, no matter how wide-ranging your experience, there's simply no way to acquire all the wisdom you need to make your business thrive. For the purpose of this column, I'm suggesting that the word business in Trump's quote refers to your work and your life. For this book, Donald Trump asked successful business people what was the best business advice they had ever received. In order to whet your appetite so you might read this book, I'll quote one of the answers he received. Terry Lundgren, President, CEO, and Director of Federated Department Stores, offers advice as basic as it is often ignored. Bloom where you are planted. Do the best that you can in what you are doing right now. Trump further states, there is no substitute for experience, none. But experience comes in two different flavors, your own and the experience of others. Most people can learn from their own experiences quite well, but many people simply ignore the experiences and lessons of others. This is foolish. Learn from those around you. You can benefit from others' wisdom. So whether we're dealing with a little boy who doesn't want to eat his vegetables or a successful business person with wisdom to share, asking questions can improve our lives dramatically. When it comes to doing this, can I ask you a question? Why not? So, the affirmation, a questioning affirmation for this episode of Boaz Power TV, and you may want to write it down. I benefit greatly by asking people questions all the time, everywhere. I benefit greatly by asking people questions all the time, everywhere. And I have a question to ask you. Would you do me a favor? If you like these messages, and a lot of people worldwide do, please forward this to 5 people you know. Suggest they go to my website, boazpower.com, and they can also subscribe to the free weekly broadcasts on Boaz Power TV. Perhaps we can get them to also ask more questions and gain more success and happiness. Thank you for joining me. You are special, you are unique, you are destined for greatness. I see it in you. You are a champion. Have a powerful day.
This has been Boaz Power TV. To comment, see other episodes, or to subscribe to this free broadcast, go to our blog at boazpower.com. That's boazpower.com. We're here to take your life to the next level.